Welcome to the daily meditation. How simple it is to take the opportunity at this moment in preparation, whereby it is easy to purposefully begin the process of thinking with enhanced clarity, physically, emotionally, mentally. So familiar that one can choose to allow that body to relax. Outer layers inwardly, inner layers outwardly. Relax the facial muscles. Note how simple it is to complement the forehead. Relax the temple and the jaw. Watch the ease that the breath flows through the body, whereby each breath improves upon the previous. Lower lungs, mid lungs, and upper. As always, find inspiration at this precise moment in exchange as you observe one thought moving to the next. How easy it is to open the door of the mind. Meaning, choosing to be far more lateral at this precise moment in relation to one's desired objectives, physically, emotionally, mentally, thoroughly, completely. Let's say during this meditation, within your mind, you became aware of individuals of refined qualities such as the Buddha in its different incarnations, and any other sentient being that have left their impressions to inspire humanity throughout the generations, by example. To find inner wisdom from one who already knows, the Buddhi, to know. Now allow the focus to move within your heart and purposefully encourage the heart to radiate pure light and what you may consider as unconditional love for all life. Watch circulation as it floods the body. Outer layers inwardly, inner layers outwardly. Notice the muscles, the skeletal body, every aspect within your physical anatomy, benefiting from the radiance of the heart, remembering your mind is unlimited in its influence. Let's say you were to step outside on an evening walk, and as you gazed up into the stars, you noticed that the sky was clear. And you became aware of a glistening star, and you began to simply, purposely focus upon that star. Now, what if your mind could expand to the point where you could easily find yourself in such a state where you would be far more aware of that star than simply a glistening sparkle in the sky? Some may say that that is impossible. Let's say you went back a century past and you were to mention that in not to the distant future, one could have live conversations or meditation guidance by simply listening to the voices from a speaker that has no wires, yet you could hear that individual or individuals with clarity. That would also seem impossible. Now imagine what is possible that today to most may seem still impossible. Go within and trust in your ability to become far more attuned to unlimited probabilities and possibilities that are still eluding the average human mind. So now let's go within. Imagine for the next few moments you can go within your physical body and scan the arteries and scan the blood vessels, scan the organs, scan the muscles, scan the skeletal body, any part of that body that you may choose, whereby you're purposely sending thoughts of clarity, health, and healing and balance to that body. Now imagine the power that exists with that intention. Whether you're fully conscious of your health or not, it does not matter. If you focus upon your physiology and you begin to purposefully send love and light and healing and recalibration, at least you shall feel a greater sense of purpose and relaxation and positivity. Yet, you are doing far more than that. Far more than that. If one begins to become aware of the harmonics of thought's influence upon the entire self. Just as you can purposely adjust your rhythmical breath. While some may not be able to expand the lungs to full capacity, others have that ability. Just like some may not be able to hold their breath for more than 20 seconds, whilst others could easily hold their breath for 60 seconds. So the question is, how limited has the mind been programmed to respond? Or how unlimited have you chosen to allow yourself to interact with your mind at this precise moment in relation to your journey at hand? Go within. Be inspired. First and foremost by whom you are. Not just as a human mind in interaction, but who you are as an intelligence far broader and wiser than one could ever have imagined. So this is the aim of a meditation practice. If one is to review the deeper practice that is available. Meaning one can practice meditation just for relaxation. But then why would one call it meditation if one is seeking relaxation? One could practice meditation just to calm the mind down. Yet one can use meditation to delve into the depth of the mind and find the pure essence of its existence. Go within. And as you go within, note how simple it shall be to trust the power that exists within you. Physically, emotionally, mentally, just like hearing the Om mantra. If one began to understand the influence of that Om, upon the entire human psyche. To hear the tones echoing through the mind. Physically, emotionally, mentally. Go within. And for the next few moments, find inner stillness. And notice how easy it is to keep all external thoughts external. All external thoughts external. And go within. Note the breath once more. And now compare the mind in relation to how one is choosing to explore the deeper probabilities that awaits the mind in refinement. Go within. Physically, emotionally, mentally. Relax those limbs. Trust that whatever that distracts the mind shall distract the mind. The aim is to reach a point in the journey where the mind is focused completely upon its objectives. Take a moment and note the rhythm of your heart. And perhaps you may sense, feel, or even hear the arteries moving with the rhythm in circulation. Guidance. Be inspired. Watch as the mind moves your awareness. How easy it would be to gaze upon the shining star and be creative as to what that star may represent. But what if you found that star guiding you? What if you found that star guiding you? Within there is a spark of the divine that is guiding you. Take this opportunity as you go within. And note how one shall find connection to that glistening essence that is present within your life. In inspiration. As the heart beats, remember that inner smile of appreciation of everything that the body does for you in life experiences. A daily practice of internal reflection allows the mind the freedom, easily in natural guidance, physically, emotionally, mentally, completely. Could you imagine an entire life with no experience? And if you had choice, which would you prefer? As one day, in the distant future, in accordance to evolution, you shall review this birth. How shall you perceive the incarnation lived in this life? Shall it be one of inspired momentum that allowed you the opportunity of experiential growth? Or was it just another incarnation where you chose to take sabbatical when nothing major created a shift to awaken you deeper upon your understanding? This is truly an optimum time to be alive in the human form in regards to soul's evolution, though many may not recognize this. Advanced souls are well aware this is an optimum time to be in human form in relation to the availabilities of quantum time shifts in growth. But do not accept a theory without purposefully delving into your own being and reviewing your perception of space and time. Go with it. Always remember, your future in this birth can only manifest what the mind, to some degree, has acknowledged in accepted reality. The simple metaphor of having a handful of seeds, but keeping 4 in a brown bag, paper bag in the cupboard, and taking just one of the 5 and planting it in the right environment. And let's say you did that experiment. What would you expect to be the result? Which seed would germinate and develop and produce more seeds? The 4 that are still in that state of deep slumber, or that one seed that was given the opportunity that it was designed to be. So the question you must always ask is, where are you? Have you chosen to delve into the natural environment of growth and opportunity? Or is the mind still to some degree weary as to whether one should extend the mind beyond the limited perceptions of accepted past beliefs and rhetoric? Remember, this is truly a powerful time, poignant time, and a bright light is shining over humanity now. The question is, how many are looking up? Let's say you were out on a walk and someone mentioned to you this was a rare occasion where a bright star would be shining, but it only shined for this night, meaning you shan't have the opportunity ever again if you missed it. But you were outside. Would you purposely not gaze up? And even if you're indoors, would you remain indoors? This is a pointed time in human evolution from a soul's perspective. The question is, how often are you gazing up? How often are you choosing to open the heart, open your arms, and call for the highest intentions to inspire you to walk through the valley at this present moment? Do not be concerned at the echoes that you may hear in the deeper mind of doubt, fear, uncertainty. Once you are aware of whom you are, never again shall you digress. Meditation is a practice that shall allow any incarnate being that is seeking full mind autonomy the freedom to be there. But like the seeds, it must be given the opportunity and environment to develop. This is known as life's experiences. Take this wonderful opportunity of inspired momentum and go within in praise to every part of your entire being. In praise of all the opportunities that awaits every moment for the rest of this birth. Whatever the seasons may seem externally, the seasons have value. Now imagine observing what you consider as one of the most famous sports that humanity chooses to engage in. What is the majority, the audience or the participant? Now, without the participant, how would the audience respond? But if the audience had to undertake the same vigorous training as the participant, would the majority of the audience even embark upon it? So where are you on this planet at this moment? Are you a participant? Are you simply there to some degree with some interest, but as an observer? Very important question. Go within. The light is shining within you, around you, throughout your entire mind. Why should one choose to focus upon thoughts that are counterproductive and limiting, where one can change the directive and be inspired by thoughts of greater vigor? Let's say you met an individual such as Mahatma Gandhi, and you went back to India at the time of the English rule. What do you think his advice would be to you if you were local of India? What would his advice be? And if he followed the advice of the average person, would one be aware of Mahatma Gandhi today? Would India have been given the liberties that it had due to this one individual that started a domino effect? You are the Mahatma, the great soul, the Mahatma, the Atma. And the divine is shining through you. All you need to do is polish the facets of your soul and let the light shine. Now imagine if a higher percentage of humanity began to reflect this. Not all will, as there are different levels of evolution. But those that have reached that level of Mahat, Atma, they never question. They simply choose to take their rightful stance and be that example of pure light and love. Go within and notice as to how you may choose to reflect upon your sojourn thus far. And when they decided to put him in prison, what was his response? Would you go on a hunger strike? What sacrifices have you purposely allowed yourself to embrace, to evolve as a being of light and to add support to your fellow men and women and animals on this planet? Very important question. Many are called, but yet very few shall stand out and be chosen. Be the light, not the darkness. Choose thoughts of inspiration, not thoughts of doubt, fear, uncertainty, and malice. Then meditation shall make sense. Go within. Be that light. And fan that flame into a roaring fire. Once upon a time, an individual was given certain commandments. As that individual was gazing and having conversation with the burning bush, so the scripture stated. And the basic commandments was handed out in the support whereby humanity, if one was to take these commandments to heart, would live a life of integrity and love and light. How many to date have chosen to hold the flame of wisdom? Be true to yourself, for your whole existence is yourself. One day when you depart from this physical world, you will review your journey, sojourn no one else's. Be proud that you have unlimited potential awaiting your development, however developed you have been prior to this moment, however advanced your soul may have become. There's much more to your pure nature that awaits. Why waste a thought on discomfort, anger, fear, jealousy, when that thought can be used for pure light and love? How many times in this life have you found yourself being angry? How many times in this life have you taken your discomfort out on someone else? How many times in this life have you doubted whether the divine has supported you? Now imagine if all those times your mind was focused upon the greater good that is awaiting within you. Imagine that. Be the light. Then incarnations shall make sense. You have chosen to take birth at a point in time at the crossroad in the soul group that one may consider as human consciousness at this present moment. Now remember, there are numerous groups of souls. One should not just accept that at present time you are part of humanity and that's it. That is the whole. Think of humanity as one tiny grain of sand in the oceans of life. The question is, how often would you prefer to remain with that particular grain of sand? Find the crustacean first and foremost where that grain came from. Then find the essence that triggered the crustacean into activity. That is known as liberation. Be the light. The divine is with you. But you must be prepared to raise your mind, stand up, to be counted, to be heard, and be proud of the fact that you shall be swayed for the rest of this entire birth. Go within now. Your heart awaits clear guidance as you deepen your breath. Now purposely feel grounded, yet don't forget to be empowered as you awaken your fingers and palms. Lovingly place one of both palms upon your heart and let the heart radiate pure light and love through you, within you and around. Thus somewhere in the distant celestial environment, perhaps an entity may be gazing out into the dark night sky and see your radiance and question, Where does that light find its origin? Be the light. And until we interact again, may the universal light and love continue to inspire you to take proactive actions in your daily life as an example of the pure divine in human form. Be love, be light, but be at peace as the foundation of all thoughts and actions.